Both these players very popular. Could still go either way. The series is not closed out yet. In the top position, we have alternate attacks, DarkForcE.
And in the top left-hand position, we have spawning in as the Red Zerg, FnaticSen.
A lot of people are rooting for Sen today, not just in this individual match, but because they think that he's a Zerg player that can take it all the way. Has shown incredible promise anytime he's showed up at a tournament. This could be one of his first huge wins in StarCraft 2. He performs well in the Taiwanese leagues, performs well when he goes to Korea, is a practice machine. He still has not closed it out yet.
You know, I do want to make a special note about Sen. He's actually a coach as well for a Taiwanese team. The guy is just multi-talented. He's able to express himself so well, and it really shows how good of a player he is. He's able to coach and play at the same time, which not a lot of people are able to do.
Literally, he's coaching while playing. He's playing against Grandmaster Koreans, looking over at his buddies, and it's like, don't do that, do this. And then they both win. Sen, remarkable multitasker, now taking one drone to his back door. It's going to be an early hatch, and it looks like DarkForcE has the same plan, yet somehow Sen has a little bit of a lead in terms of the minerals, even though they're both planting down on 15. The distances are going to help equalize that a little bit.
You know, and that might have been, I mean, Sen did do the extractor trick in the beginning, and he really likes that. I'm not sure if it was because of that, because you do suffer a couple of minerals here and there. Nevertheless, it looks like it's going to continue very standard. Both of them getting extractors, and spawning pools will follow momentarily.
It's going to be an interesting decision from both players, how they're going to follow it up. DarkForcE indicating that he would likely want to go for some sort of Zergling opening with this really fast gas. We see the same story in Sen's base. It's looking very similar to July versus Moon. And we see the Overlords swapping high fives here in the center of the map. DarkForcE, now I'm curious, Andre, would you want to follow this up with any sort of early aggression? Would you want to play it more passively? What would be your tech choice when you've seen that both you and your opponent are going for the fast expo?
A lot of times I like to just go economic routes just because, again, things are kind of smaller. You can also, on this map, you can check the drone saturation very easily with the one Overlord. It gives you a lot of indication if your opponent is going something like units or if they're going drones, of course. And that just helps you so you can take that defensive role. You see, hey, they didn't drone pump at this timing, so I can go ahead and start making units. I have the economic advantage when it goes to defend, and you're all safe and sound.
That's actually a great point that DarkForcE is in a little bit of a better position to be able to spot this backdoor base from Sen and count the number of drones. It's going to be a little harder from the reverse point of view. Sen can't quite get that Overlord down to that bottom right expansion. There's the Queen popping out right now for DarkForcE, getting Zergling speed. Same deal over in Sen's base. We're starting to see Sen actually has a little bit of a lead on drones. DarkForcE going to catch up in a moment, and DarkForcE plants a Baneling nest in his main.
Yeah, so he is, I think there's more of a defensive Baneling nest than anything else. Just from the indication of last game, I really feel Sen held that off. And not only that, I mean, DarkForcE did do that passive-aggressive type style with the Banelings. He didn't commit fully to it. It's a nice thing because there's a possibility that your opponent just overreacts. It's a lot of indirect damage that can happen. 2 Zerglings get killed. These two queens, hero queens.
Great job right there by Sen, poking those 2 Zerglings in the eye, making sure they didn't spot too much. And DarkForcE, amazingly, is going for it. It looks like he is making non-stop Zerglings. We see some Banelings also in production. Sen actually, interestingly, being the one to be aggressive despite no Baneling nest in sight. And oh wow, Andre, it looks like your read was correct. DarkForcE using this as a little bit more of a defensive Baneling nest, slowly adding on more drones. And it looks like, could be a huge hit. Oh, Sen has great reaction timing.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. These Banelings are going to be waddling all the way over.
Sen barely splitting that one Zergling off in time. And now it looks like DarkForcE is making an approach. Trying to pick off those Banelings, not having any success with it. Oh, yeah! That was the Baneling hit that DarkForcE needed. Not that many Zerglings do remain now for Sen. He has 6 out on the field, 23 for DarkForcE, and Baneling still running forward. Zergling's running up. going straight for the middle, and wow!
GG.
GG!